looking at the Eastern Conference standings here, now that we know where every team will be seated, and we'll get into predictions later down the week, but I just noticed a great opportunity for one of these two teams here, the New York Knicks or the Atlanta Hawks. One of these two teams going to the second round of the playoffs. And that will be a big improvement for both of these franchises, right? Either one of them. So this is good. You know, Julius Randle locked in with New York all year. He's in my MVP conversation. Obviously, Jokic is going to win the thing, but Randle's in my top 5. I think, by the way. Obviously, Trae Young and what he's doing in Atlanta, trying to change that culture there. Atlanta's interesting. I've been to a couple Hawk games over the last couple years. You know, it's an interesting culture. I'll just say that. Atlanta's becoming New York. Ironically, like I'm talking about just the culture of the city with just so much tourism and so many people just moving in. So that Hawks fan base oftentimes ain't really, it's not the strongest it could be. That Falcon fan base is obviously much stronger than that Hawks fan base. It's weird. It's weird because so many people move to Atlanta, you know, live in Atlanta. And I'm looking at this matchup, and I'm thinking to myself, man, this is going to be so great for one of these franchises. And by the way, look, the winner will likely get Philly, whoever wins that series. Philly has Joel Embiid, and he's been incredible all year. But that is a winnable series for either of those two teams. Like, there is a formula to beat Philly. Like, at the end of the day, as great as Philly's been in the regular season, a lot of people think it's fluky. Now, I don't think it's fluky, but you got 3 things working in your favor. 4 things working in your favor. 4 things. Tobias Harris has been underwhelming in the postseason. Ben Simmons still can't make a three-pointer. Joel Embiid's body typically has broken down around this point in the year. We'll see if he can hold up. He's been different this year. And then Doc Rivers has blown 2 3-1 leads, right? He's the only guy to ever do that more than once. It might be 3, actually. At least 2. He's blown multiple 3-1 leads. He has literally found pretty much any way to lose in the playoffs there is possible. And, you know, Doc's won some playoff games as well. Don't get me wrong. But Doc has lost a lot of series that he should have won, especially with the Clippers, and then a couple with the Celtics as well. So, with all things considered, Philly's got some pressure on them to get out to at least to the Eastern Conference Finals. You get one of these young teams, Trae Young, with, you know, just incredible range, playing with no pressure. I mean, what's going to be the pressure with Atlanta? Atlanta's like, yo, we get to the second round. That's great. We get to kind of measure where we're at, and we kind of can see, you know, what piece we'll need going forward. They know they're not winning it all this year. Either one of these teams will get swept by the Nets in the conference finals if they did beat Philly, right? But you can beat Philly. Like, I'm not saying they would. I wouldn't pick either one of them, but it is a formula. And if Julius Randle and the Knicks get there, they got good shooting too. Reggie Bullock can knock down the 3 with the best of them in the league. RJ Barrett is iffy with his range. He goes up and he goes down. But I like Julius Randle a lot. I think Randle is one of the guys that I don't think is going to fall off after he gets his big payday. I don't think that. And look, Randle can go stat for stat with Embiid. Now, he can't guard Joel Embiid, and Embiid can guard Randle, right? That is something that we need to consider if the Knicks do get to the second round. He can go stat for stat with Embiid, though. Like, the line both of these guys could be 36, 12, and 6. They could probably average that the whole series, right? But then now you're asking me who's going to be more consistent in an era where the three-point ball is at its most prevalent point. All right, I'm just saying. All right, man. Big knock it down on threes. This is what you brought Seth Curry in for, right? A series like this. This is what you brought. This is what you got shooting for. This is what you got Danny Green for. These moments in the second round against the Knicks, they got to take care of business against Washington or Boston. So again, or maybe Indiana or Charlotte. We will see. But I am saying, if I'm the Knicks or the Hawks, life is going to be good for one of these franchises. Life this year will be good. Some guys are going to get paid because of the current setups.